Good evening, everyone. This is Black Spock. Thank you all for coming in and watching this video. I want to thank all the subscribers, all the people who have become subscribers, and say that this video is brought to you by Video Travels Online. My good friend Michael Chung and subscriber. Check it out. That site's a real hoot. And if you love food, you'll love going to that site. Makes your mouth water. That being said, I wanted to get to one of the games that makes you laugh, makes you cry. That's just chess. I was winning this game. It was a victory in the bag. And man, I just messed up at the end. Well, it's a part of the pros and cons of playing, lots of 100 games plus between leechess.org and chess.com. But here we go. Let's start out. 1 e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. Knight c6 defends this pawn, and d4 attacks this pawn. Now this is the Scotch game, the beginning of it. Now my opponent decided to go bishop b4 check, I guess to throw off my theory a little bit, perhaps. I could have played c3. It's a perfectly good move, but I didn't do that. I decided instead to develop my piece, bishop to d2. Of course, in the meantime, he could take it with either the pawn, and then I would take back. No, I wouldn't be able to take back because I don't have a defender. Sorry, there's a little trouble with the arrows and so forth, but I was trying to show why I didn't take back. I went back to bishop d2. Oh, but my opponent did take the pawn. I took back. Now, he could have taken the bishop here and, try to lose his dark squared bishop, but he decided not to. Instead, we get back to the standard classical Scotch game. And I move my bishop to e3. Queen f6 is also part of the Scotch game. Finally, c3 is played here. And then, so you still have a good center here with the knight on d4, bishop protecting it. The only thing is this pawn on e4 is not protected, so you have to be careful. But black is not in any position to attack it right away yet. So he decides to go knight to e5. He's attacking this square, which will eventually attack this bishop. Or he could go to this square here, which is g4. But he doesn't have enough. My queen is protecting it, so he needs another move, another developing move before he can do that. So I've developed my bishop to e2, attacking against the g4 square. He plays c6. I'm still not sure why he did that. I mean, I would have played d5 or d6 and opened up the diagonal for the bishop and possibly played this move here, bishop to g4. But he doesn't do that. He instead plays, let me just take this out, delete this variation. Okay, he plays c6. That's good for me. It gives me a chance to castle, and he wants to castle quickly as well, so he develops his knight to h6, which he wants to get to g4. He's attacking with the two knights, and eventually get the queen over to g6 and attack this g4 square. In any case, that gives me a chance to play b4. As another chess podcaster said, whenever you get a chance to play b4, play it. It's always a good move. So it pushes his bishop back to b6. I get a chance to play knight to a3, attacking or defending this c4 square against this knight. And yeah, I could also attack that knight, but the knight's on the side of the board, so it's really not that important to do that. It also gives my opponent a chance to be on the g4 square, but I think he miscalculated because I will win a minor piece. He doesn't have enough. He needs the queen on g3 to complete this. So he did it prematurely. So I took his knight. He took back my bishop. I took his knight. So I am up a piece. I'm doing really well in this game so far. He finally opens up his d5 pawn, attacking my e4 pawn and attacking my queen. So I move to g3. He plays c5, attacking my knight. I take back with the b. He takes back with the bishop, and that gives me a chance to go to b5 because he was attacking my knight, so I had to move it away. And now I get to this c7 square, and it's protected by the g3 queen, and it makes for a nice, very nice fork of his rook and king. But he recognizes that, pushes his bishop back, and I could still play that, still playable for me, because if I play it, he takes back, I'm in his kitchen, and I'm still up a minor piece anyway. So, but I thought I could, instead of playing that, I thought I could play a better move, which would be to put him in check. Now he has to move his king, so he can no longer castle on either side. And now I can move up my e5 pawn, attack his queen, force him to move it someplace. He moves it to g6. We're facing off against each other, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. Instead, I take another piece. Well, since I'm up a piece, I can afford to make the trade. Now, this pawn has become weak because it has no neighboring pawns to help it out. It's by itself. It's on an island, but still. So I decide to defend it with bishop to d2. He plays h5 to help to get in position to attack my queen. I prevented his pawn from moving further up the board by playing h4. And now that allows him to... He attacks my knight, which was the attacker of this square here. And so... And also... well, it's in the center of the board, so he figures he might as well take it out. So I take back, and this pawn is still a weakness. So he plays rook to c4, and I protect it with bishop to e3. He plays queen to e6, getting ready to land his queen on g4 as an outpost. I play f4. We can trade queens. I mean, it doesn't hurt my attack. He plays f5. Now, we've got a new move that I haven't shown you guys. It's en passant. Anytime you have a pawn on its starting square and it moves two positions, 2 files up, or 2 ranks up, 2 squares up, it can, if there's a neighboring opposite pawn, that pawn can take it on the side in passing. So that's what en passant means in French, for in passing. So I took it back. He took back my pawn, and notice this pawn is a weakness. It can be attacked later on. I move my pawn up to f5 because I really want to get my queen to b8, and then skewering the king and the rook. So he has to move it up, and I'll take his rook. He sees that. He goes to rook to f7. What's my next move? Oh, no, I didn't move anywhere. Sorry. So I go to bishop to g5, attacking his queen. He moves over and attacks my king, but it's okay. It's not a real threat. Let's move over the king to h1. He attacks my queen, rook to c3. And now I get a chance to put my queen on d6, which is attacking the e7 square and getting ready to check the king right here. My opponent sees this. He defends it by putting rook to e8, but still it doesn't Doesn't prevent me from putting him in check. D7. He goes king to F8. Now here's where I mess up next. I see earlier on that, hey, this G7 pawn is a weakness. I push my pawn up. He takes back. All I have to do is just bishop H6 check. He moves the king to G8 and checkmate. I missed that. Aggravating. Still, I'm still in position to win the game. However, by taking back, once he took back, instead of going to bishop to H6, I take his pawn, and I'm looking at it as, okay, I can move the queen over here for checkmate, or yeah, that's what I was thinking. Instead, I forgot I gave him I gave him the initiative back to him. So he goes rook H3 check. I take it. He still can play queen E4 check, and I move my king to G1, and he gives me one more check, queen to G6 check. Now, I noticed before that I could have gone, the next move should have been to king to F2. And what that would have done is, if he had taken my bishop, well, then I would simply move my king back to G1, and he cannot move this queen. It's pinned. So he would have, that's a loss for black. But I didn't do that again. It's one of the pros and cons of playing so many games at the same time. You lose the thread of the game. And I did. Instead, I made the mistake of going back to G1, and that gave him time to, no, not G1, sorry, king to H2. And G1 would have been the move, but no, let's see if I played G, no, I couldn't have. After he goes G6 check, yeah. No, I know what it was. I thought he had a perpetual check here. I could have gone back to here. I go back here. He goes here. So I was trying to go for the win. But I made the mistake of not going to king F2. So I ended up going to H2, which allows him to give me a check, and that's checkmate the next move. And there you have it, folks. That's the frustrating thing about chess. You know, you're just one move from winning the game, and you mess it up. We can go back here a little bit. And so queen D7 check. This pawn is a weakness. Yes, once he goes to king to F8, G8. No, he went to F8. So, sorry, let me just erase this. Delete variation. Yeah. So he went king F8. I pushed the pawn. I have to remember, all I have to do is, yeah, this is aggravating. This is it. I made the game harder than it should have been, but I messed up. I was thinking, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking I would just take his pawn with the rook, put him in check, but let's see. If I didn't move the bishop, let's say I didn't move it at all, I was also thinking I could have taken rook takes the F pawn. What does he have to do? He can't take back with the queen because I take it. So he goes here. And then, I take his rook. And he moves it back to king to H7. And almost checkmate. Let's see if we can get a faster checkmate. Check. Rook to H6. Not quite. He still has an escape square. Oops, that's not what Yeah, I could go here. Queen to Z7. Check. He still can escape. Don't want to do that. No, no, no. That's wrong. That's wrong. So, Queen to D7. Check. Where does he go? He can go back here. Right. Queen to E8. Check. Guess he can move back here. Or back to the same spot. It's probably better just to push the king here. And push the... Yeah. There you go. Queen G8. Checkmate. That's another checkmate. What a frustrating game. That's another loss in the books. Something that eats away at you. But that's what happens to you. What happens a lot in chess. You can be up in a game and just one wrong move, and you lose the game. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, share with you that game. I hope you enjoyed the session. Please hit the like button, and if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button as well. I thank you all. Until next time, you all have a good night. Thank you.